Good afternoon. New Year's Eve. Stevens Trail outside of Colfax. You can hear Interstate 80 next to me. Almost 8 miles out and back. This is one of those trails where you go down first and then got to come up. So 1,800 feet of elevation gain, all on the way back. Let's get to hiking. Got to get a shot of the UPR train. Whoa, quite a few locos. All right. On the trail. Mile 1. Got a little view. Glad to have signs. All trails is helpful too. Come to that fork in the road. You don't pick it up, you check. Always appreciative of trail signs. At the top of the trail sign, to the left, Stevens Trail. At the bottom, to the right, Stevens Trail. It makes a teardrop loop. I'm going left. Nice little waterfall. I imagine in the summertime that is completely dried up. Getting out of the pine trees, going through some manzanita trees as we're dropping in elevation. Looks like they've done some logging over there. Maybe some vegetation removal for fire concerns. Nice trail. I guess this is what those comments were referring to. Occasionally you have a steep drop off. Something happened to the rope. Yeah, there was some sketchy parts on the trail back there. Nothing like crazy sketchy, but in the far out comments, not far out, the All Trails comments, there was some notes about evidence of horses. I don't think anybody'd want to bring a horse on this section. Some nice ridgeline views. There's the trail wrapping around the edge. And there's the North Fork of the American River. And there's some campgrounds down there. All right. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I stayed there a couple years ago. I was just looking for a place to camp on a trek across the country. Trying to save on lodging. I think it costs like $5 to reserve there. Pretty easy. Okay. This is a some sort of mine shaft. Hopefully there's no bears in there. Oh yeah. I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at the trail. Yeah. Nice view. And I'm looking at the trail. Just a quick pause because the views keep coming. Mile 2 on the trail. It's taken me 50 minutes to go these 2 miles, and I'm going downhill, but I keep stopping. to enjoy things. So we're getting out of the trees. Some of the other comments on the all trails, gotta be careful doing this hike in the summertime. Make sure you got plenty of water, because I could see where you'd definitely be in the sun. And then another comment that I just validated, plenty of bear scat around here. So I'll save the audience the video imagery. There's a trail over there. Just walking. This is super cool. I got the trail hugging the cliff. Nice view of the sparkling clear water. Just what a glorious afternoon. New Year's Eve hike. Mile 3. About a little less than a half a mile to go to the end of the trail, get down to the river. Maybe I'll soak my feet, eat my sandwich, reflect a little bit. You know, we moved from San Francisco, which had a playground in our backyard, Mount Tamalpais, go across the bay to Mount Diablo. So now we're near Sacramento, looking for places to hike, and there's just so many places out here in the country of California, if you will. You just got to get out and explore. Coming up on the turnaround point, almost to the end of the trail. Stop and take a break. Made it as far as I'm gonna go on Stevens Trail, and I could go down farther, but I don't see a reason to. And on the other side, it's hard to see. I think I did see a cut earlier, but in the woods somewhere is Stevens Trail. There used to be a pedestrian bridge here a long time ago. Clearly washed out. So you could definitely ford that at this time of year, but earlier in the season, you wouldn't want to get anywhere near that water. So I'm gonna go back a little bit, sit down next to the river and have a sandwich. Lunchtime's over. Time to go up. All trails said I've done 114 feet of elevation gain. I think this total hike is about 1,400 feet, so I got 1,300 feet in front of me. So, going up. I had to get a closer look. Got a ladybug fest over here. There are ladybugs all over the place. Mile 4 on the return route. Mile 5, heading back. And again, I'm not looking at the camera, looking at the trail. Make sure I got my footing straight. But if anybody's got a fear of heights, this trail is not for you. Not that it's super sketchy. Everybody's got their own risk tolerance and how comfortable they are being up against a ledge. But I'll just say it's comparable to Cloud's Rest. with some of the drop-offs. So if you didn't like Clouds Rest, this may not be your trail. So great weather, and it's really cool to see the other trail, or the trail ahead of me. Mile 6. You can see the wall that's been built to support the trail. So far, on the return route, I've yet to see anybody. I might have passed, I'll say a dozen or so hikers on the way down. They were coming up, but I didn't pass anybody going my direction. Might have been 15 cars in the parking lot. Nice trailhead parking lot, had a Kaibo. So far the uphill, you know, even though I went down it, you don't feel it until you're going back up. The uphill's been pretty good. Although maybe in about a half a mile, it does get steep, and then we're under the shade of the trees, and so some wet grass and wet leaves and not as many rocks. A little slippery, but I'll make the time while I can. And here's a neat little section of the trail coming up. A talus slope. Talus is the name of the rocks that kind of collect down to the bottom. Some people call it scree. Memories of Boundary Peak. June 25th, 2020. Hit the high point in Nevada. It was a good day. Yep, that's where somebody got the shaft. When you're walking, sometimes you gotta look up. That is a retaining wall with a nice rustic ashlar finish. I think that's what it is. For, I don't know who's gonna see that. But Interstate 80 is up there, but I don't think that is 80. I don't hear any cars. All right, that retaining wall up there is supporting the railroad tracks. Mile 7. Starting to hear the hum of the tires from Interstate 80. Still got a couple hundred feet in elevation to go. That's when I get on the slippery section of the trail. But just a perfect day for a hike. Low 50s, overcast. Still got to watch out for the sun. I got my sun gloves on. Great day in California. So I still got a little bit to go, but you know, today's December 31st. Reflecting on the year. What a year. Moved, retired from the Army, attempted the PCT, DNF, the snow one, started a new job. So, quite a few things. And it's really cool that I can post on YouTube and A couple weeks ago, I went back and looked at some of the videos I've never watched before. And reading some of the comments. You got Paula, she's always reliable. Richard in Japan. Incline's wife. H. And many others that I'm just going from memory at the moment. Which, going up this hill, I think my memory is fading a bit. But anyways, really cool to be able to capture these activities and hope to keep it up. So, almost done. Almost done with the Stevens Trail, a historic trail crossing the North Fork of the American River Canyon. So, the trail was almost complete in 1870, and there was a bridge over the river, and I could see the remnants of the cables in the ground, but that's long gone. And then in 1969, a 12-year-old scout remade the trail as part of his Eagle Scout project. So 12-year-old Eagle Scout, that's pretty young. Most are 17 years, 11 months, and 3 weeks old by the time they make Eagle. So this trail is on the National Register of Historic Places, and it's one of the few trails that resemble the conditions they were in at the time it was built. Interesting piece of history, Stevens Trail. Finishing up the New Year's Eve hike on Stevens Trail outside of Colfax, California. Some statistics: 7.8 miles hiked, 3 hours 25 minutes, 1,410 feet of elevation gain. Just a great day. So, almost at the car. Gonna finish up my turkey sandwich on sourdough. Head on back. I'll be in bed at hiker midnight. Maybe a little bit later. But not staying up till midnight tonight. Cheers, y'all. Happy New Year.